Hi.
Hello. How's everybody today?
Welcome to our first design time with Alix. Welcome in, Sue,
And
Janet, Lena,
Kathy.
Kathy. Welcome in, Judy. You guys are all
Lori's here.
pouring in.
And Gail.
How are you guys? So I'm going to show a lot of you guys bought these candlesticks from me, and I still do have some that we will put up for sale later. But I want to do a tutorial on how we make the arrangement on the candlestick, the candle holder per se. And we actually have a few kits available. We have 2 different kits.
Hi, Alix.
Hi, Alix. And I'm going to show you the kits first before we start our prep. So the kit that we are going to be making, I have only 5 of these kits available for sale. And then I have 3 of an alternate kit that you can also get. So this kit, let me grab everything out of here. This kit comes with...
I think this jumped out of the box.
No, it didn't.
Oh, well, let's go off from somewhere. Hi, Kathy.
All right, here we go.
Thanks for sharing, Alix.
Thank you.
Sharing is caring.
All right, so first of all, in your kit, you're going to get the foam that fits. It's like a 2x2 block of the foam that we're going to build the arrangement on. You're also going to get the moss to cover it, and then you're going to get 4 of these floral pins. That's how you hold the moss down. I'll show you how to do that later. So again, this kit is pinned at the bottom, I believe. Do you have it pinned? I gotta go buy it now. I thought I had it pinned. So you're gonna get 2 of these
right there, isn't it?
Rain washed. Oh yeah, I think
Sue got one.
Yep. You're gonna get 2 of these rain washed bead grass. Then you're gonna get a bundle of these wildflowers
by Bree.
Color.
Hello, Bree.
Hi, Bree. How are ya? Then you're gonna get 6 of these. They're like a golden yellow with some pink undertones in them. You're going to get 6 of those dahlias. You're going to get 3 pieces of the feather grass. You're going to get this is 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces of this eucalyptus that has the pink in it. That goes really well with all that. Then you're going to get 6 of these small little boxwood. They're great for covering up the little holes in the arrangement. And then you're also going to get 2 yards of this ribbon that coordinates with all the things in the kit. So that's kit number 1.
And that is in the buy it now. So if you're
let me show
at any point in time during the show you feel like you want to try to recreate what Alix is doing, just pop in there and grab it. And like I said, she's got another kit as well.
So this is not the one I'm going to be making, but this is the alternate kit.
Same concept.
Since I didn't only had 5 of the other ones. So again, you're going to get your moss and your foam, and then 4 of the floral pins. You're going to also get 2 of the rain wash bead grass. And then you're also going to get 6 of the dahlias. So, and then also the boxwood, little pieces of boxwood, 6 of those picks. So that's where it changes after that. So you're going to get, I believe, 9 of the...
Kristen has joined us, and so has Stedmom.
2, 4, 6. I'm sorry, 7 of the yellow wildflowers and 7 of the pink wildflowers. And then you're also going to get 3 of each color of the heather that will be the upright linear flowers in the arrangement.
Ooh, look at you.
No.
using mathematical terms. Geometry terms, linear. Look at that.
So, and then also the ribbon as well.
Becky is here.
that's what comes with those 2 kits, and then we are going to get started.
Forget Me Nots 2026.
Ooh.
Love that name, but we don't have any Forget Me Nots in this show. But
all right, so I have my supplies right here. So
just again sorry to interrupt you, my dear, but just to recap for those popping in, Leek's going to design a candle holder arrangement. There are 2 different options. They're both in the buy it now. And then we have some candlestick holders that will run for an auction at the end.
Yeah.
If you're interested in those. So today we're more focused on the design time and kind of little teaching moments and things like that, and techniques that Alix likes to use, so that she can share those with the community. And then, like I said, if you interested in buying them, they're in the buy it now, and then we'll run auctions on some of the candlestick holders at the end of the show. And without further ado, say hi to Karen. Karen's here.
Hey, Karen. Okay, so I'm using a candle holder that it's about 6 inches tall. So you can use them taller. They come in a variety of heights and shapes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I picked this one because I want to show you something. This has a piece of metal on this. So we want to pop that off because hot glue does not like to stick to metal. It will stick temporarily, but what's going to happen is you're going to ship your customer this arrangement and that foam's going to pop off and they're not going to be happy. So I'm going to show you that all you need is this is an old steak knife that I use to cut floral foam. So if you just get in there
not steak anymore.
Into the groove, you can just kind of pop it right in. Just like that. And it's just got this little piece of glue. And I told you metal does not stick to glue. So that's why it's so easy for it to come off. So then what we're going to do is we have this, it's about a 2 by 2.5 inch. I did measure it for a standard candlestick. If you have to, you may need to just run these corners off depending on how big your area is on your candlestick. But you can just take it like I use as an old steak knife or an old serrated knife, and you can do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some hot glue on this and glue it down. You don't need a ton of foam and you don't need it to be that thick. So one of the biggest mistakes I see with some of the novice arrangement makers is that they use way too big of a piece of foam, and then you're basically just wasting product time trying to cover the foam. So you can put a lot of flowers into a very tiny piece of foam. So we're just putting some hot glue on there, and we're going to let that stick that right on. You guys
I can hear the sizzle of the foam. So for everybody who's just joined and popped in, thank you for stopping by with Design Time with Alix. There are 2 different arrangements, the materials you can buy for. She's making one, and you'll see how they interchange certain things. Will interchange, and they're available in the buy it now. We won't be running auctions on those, just in the buy it now. And the
candlestick is not included. The candlestick is separate.
The candlestick will be separate, and we will run auctions on those at the end of the show when we're done with the design.
All right. So the next thing, I think we're pretty good on that. So you're going to get a wad of foam or wad of moss in your bag, and then what you're going to kind of do is just kind of tease it long, because what we're going to do is we're going to cover up the sides, all 4 of the sides, and we're just going to put that down with the floral pins that you have in your bag as well. Now, these are pretty long pins. You can cut them shorter.
A little closer. It's hard for them to see that. Yep, that's better.
See that?
Yep.
So we're basically just going to put these in to the moss and through the moss, and that holds that moss down. As you put your picks in, it's also going to hold that moss in as well. So we're just going to take.
Ellen has come in. Welcome. And awesome bow decor or bow. Sherry, hey Sherry.
We have all try and get like some
Welcome
of these
to
here.
Design Time with Alix.
And there we are. Now you have your moss is all on all the sides. So then you can clean up the moss. All right. So now we have that. So what I like to start with, first of all, I'm going to lay out all my things, all my pieces.
And feel free to put questions in the chat.
Yep.
If that's something you don't understand, or if you, that sort of thing. Kat says she loves the pins. They help hold stuff together. Rayanne, hey Rayanne.
Hey Rayanne, welcome in. Welcome in. All right, we're gonna just pulling all this stuff out of here. So one of the things you want to determine first is if you want a bow. I put a bow on this design. And B, where do you want to put it? I like to put mine a little bit off center. A little bit off center. So I'm gonna put it like right in this corner. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm designing. And I usually will put the bow in about halfway through the arrangement. Just because I don't want it to be too full. I want to start getting the shape of the arrangement going, so I can kind of see where that bow needs to be exactly and how much it needs to stick up or out or sideways, or if I want to move it to a different place.
Over, under, sideways, down.
So the first thing that I like to do is, and I do this a little bit differently.
Can I interrupt you for one moment?
Sure.
We should be on Facebook too, right?
Yes, it should be. It should be on Facebook as well.
Okay. So I'm going to double check and make sure it's on Facebook, because you can always go and like us there, and then you could get the replay of this.
You can also watch the replay there. So, all right. So on these eucalyptus, I'm going to pick. I'm kind of lining them all up. I think that's all of them. And I'm going to pick the tallest one. Yours will come all joined together, so it'll be easy to pick out that tallest one. And I'm going to put that one right in the middle, but a little bit off center, because I also am going to put one of the big feather grass as the other tall piece in this arrangement. So that's going to be our first two things that we do. I'm going to turn this around so I can get this how I want it. And then now we're going to fill in a little bit with some of these other things. So, and then I'm just going to put, I'm committed to where these are going, so I'm just going to put a little spot of glue there. Hold them in so they're not going to go anywhere. Now, a lot of times on arrangements, I will wait to glue. I don't do the gluing right away. So now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this back a little bit with some of the short pieces.
I don't think
I like to cut these nice and short.
I don't think it worked.
You don't think it's going on Facebook?
No. I can't find it.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just see.
Missy's here, and Phyllis, welcome. And Yuri Pinnell, welcome.
All right, I'm turning it back on. I don't know why.
Edith is here, welcome.
All right, so see if it did it.
Mama Katniss, welcome.
So sorry, something turned it off. I had it turned on. So, so I'm just gonna do a couple in the back because I know I'm just gonna do you can see now we're also gonna have some bead grass that we're gonna put in here. So the bead grass is a little bit taller, and that is going to give that back a nice look. So even if it's in the corner or if it's on a table, it's not going to be naked on the back side. So you'll see how we fill that in as we go. So the next thing I want to do is going to be that focal flower in the middle. So I'm going to take my tallest one of these dahlias.
So Rayanne did have a question back here about the bow.
Yep.
Could you put the bow on first?
You could. I just like to have a little bit around it so it stays fluffed out, because here's the thing with ribbon. The more you touch it, manipulate it, fluff it, you're losing that, like, I guess it's like it would be equal to like when you buy new clothes, how they're a little bit stiff. So they put the sizing on all material. So the more you touch that, the more that it's going to relax. That material is going to relax. So I kind of like to do it in the middle, so I'm not, like, in case I change my mind about something, I'm not moving those loops around trying to fill in around the back. I like to have a little bit of a base for the bow first, if that makes sense. So
You still don't see us on Facebook, so I don't know what's...
well, I don't know what to do at this point.
Nope.
Said it was on there. Let me check one. I'm sorry, guys. Let me check one more time. It says it's active, so that's all I can do.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to put one. So I built this back here.
Hey, Virginia.
Basically, I built the back part, and now I'm going to put this dahlia right there in the middle. So this one's pretty good. So one of the other things I want to show you is a trick on your flowers if they're looking all crinkled up or anything. These are all, I think
Want me to smush one
these
for you?
are all pretty good. Let me find one.
Want me to smush one for you?
Let me find a crinkled dahlia.
Melissa has joined us, and Rich, and so anybody who's just joined us today is just design time with Alix.
This one you can see it's kind of smushed on one side. So it's just a clothing steamer. It's heating up right now, and we're going to show you the magic of steaming your flowers.
Jonah's here, and while she does that, I'll let you know that we do run auctions on Wednesdays and Saturdays if you're new to us. Today is design time with Alix. In the buy it now, you can get the kit that she's using to create this arrangement today. And there's a second kit. So there's kit 1 and kit 2. Same concept for each one. The candlestick is not included in that kit. We will run an auction at the end of the show on the candlesticks
we have left.
Yeah, that we have left after the show.
All right, I want to teach you guys another trick. We're going to set this aside with the bead grass. So, our steamer is ready.
Rayanne said, "Live this,
love this,
maybe." Okay.
All right, so you can see how this guy is just kind of flat and So you're basically just going to take that steamer and just kind of kiss it. Give it a little kiss, open it up. because silk flowers are material. So
Messy Jessie Designs. Welcome, Messy Jessie
and then
Designs.
I also will hit it on the bottom, and that straightens out the petals a little bit.
Hi, Tammy.
Hope you guys can see well what I'm doing.
Oh, I can see it on there, yeah. But that is a great visual. Yeah, that's a great visual. I can even see the steam.
Look at the difference in that flower. Is that really cool?
I can even see the steam.
So that's the difference in steaming your flowers. All right.
Can y'all hear the steamer bubbling?
All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is a little trick with
something new every day.
The bead grass.
Yeah, my wife's pretty smart.
So this is one of the sprigs of bead grass. So, at Christmas, how you do the curling ribbon, you can do that with the bead grass. Look at this. So it's a very dull steak knife, but you don't want to have too sharp of a knife or anything. But you could use a butter knife. You could use any kind of blade.
The end of a spoon.
Watch this as you go. See how it's now starting to curl? It's like the curling ribbon. See how now we have that beautiful arc coming out of it?
What a talent.
Steve's my hype man.
Well, you're worth hyping.
So see, now look at the difference in that. So we have that. And these I want to hang down on our arrangement. So I'm actually going to cut this a little bit shorter because I want these on. These are going to go into the side. And I'm going to bend them just a tad, just like that, because they are bendable all the way to the bottom. And then we're just going to stick it right through that moss. And now we have this nice piece that hangs down. These are pushers. All this bead grass are pushers, so they will push all the way. They'll push all the way off if you're not careful. I just pushed it all the way off. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes, Mother.
This one I cut a little too short, I think.
It happens sometimes.
There we go. And then we're gonna do the same thing with this, with the knife. Get it out.
Lori Beth has popped in. Welcome, Lori Beth.
Welcome, you guys.
Thank you for stopping by. We're Simply LeMade. She is Alix, the title of us.
I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side. Into there. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of glue right where it hits the foam. You don't have to overkill on the glue on these arrangements because that styrofoam melts a little bit when the hot glue hits it, so it actually is going into the styrofoam a little bit. It's not quite like if you're using a grapevine, you need a lot more glue because you have those gaps in the grapevine. When you're doing an arrangement, you don't need that much glue because it's melting that styrofoam in.
Hot glue, a little dabble, do ya?
Thank you for sharing, Kat.
Yes.
All right, and so now I'm going to do a couple more coming around the side.
Stephanie Cox has joined. Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome to the show. The Design Time with Alix.
We are making a
Shauna Cade
dahlia arrangement today. So this one I'm going to start at the top, in the top of the foam, because I want that one to kind of cascade, but not quite down. Like these ones are angled very down. So this one's kind of coming out because we're in the front there. Down a little bit more.
Flower Moon is here. Welcome, Flower Moon.
And then I'm also going to put a couple in the front where I'm going to be building that bow.
Stephanie, you would make them. So the kit is in the Buy It Now. There's two different kits. One that she's doing and one that's very, very similar with different sorts of flowers. But it is a do-it-yourself. It comes with all of the materials you need except for the candlestick. And we'll be running auction on some of the candlesticks that we have available at the end of the design.
All right.
I hope that helps.
I know in the front, I want one of these dahlias to be short and like a focal, but I want it the opposite side of the bow. And we're just going to put that one like right there. So it's on the shorter side. We have the tall one here. We're going to have a lot of the wildflower in the middle. And then we're going to have another one that's going to be right behind the bow over here. So I'm going to add that one. That one's going to be more of a medium size. I would say about 6 inches in height. Now, there's a lot of people that will say you want your arrangement to be 1.5 times the size of your base. That's kind of the rule of thumb with florists. But the biggest thing is you want it at least 1 time. So I've seen some that are 2 times bigger. You just don't want to get too top heavy on it. But the industry standard is about 1.5. But you can actually make it like a shorter one that hangs down in about 1 time as big as the other one. So we have 2 more dahlias. I'm going to place them. We don't have our focal one in the front. I'm going to put that one in. Next.
Ruth is here. Hi, Ruth. Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by.
And so this one, so right now it's standing straight up in the air. I'm going to give it a little bit of a bend, so it's coming down.
So he's looking right at you.
That's the other thing. When you have flowers like this, I'm glad Steve brought that up. When you have flowers like this, you want them on different angles. You want some like looking this way, some looking that way, because you don't want them looking like eyes. You ever see some arrangements and it just looks like, or sunflowers and they look like 2 eyes staring at you? You don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Right. Like owl eyes.
All right, so we have 4. We're going to do a couple more on the focal flowers. I like to get those focal flowers done early because then I can fill in all the rest of the things. I like to place those before I glue them, and then there's room for me to get down there and glue them.
Why don't you spin it around one time for them to kind of see how you've progressed.
And then I want one more.
E. Davis has joined. Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by. Design time with Alix.
One more. I'm going to put one in the back, just so if anybody is looking at that back, they're going to have to see that. But you're also, if you see from the front, you're also going to see that color popping through right where between these 2 things. So now this one's going to be bent a little bit more too. So now I'm going to put these other feathers in.
Well, you know who's looking at the back of it?
I want
you
to
are.
make sure that I want to make sure that they're where I want them, or at least where I can bend them to where I want them, which I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to put in some of the feather, and then we're going to do some gluing. I want this shorter one over here. Shorter flowers are.
Amelia has joined. Hey, Amelia, thanks for stopping by. She's doing that. She's just kind of going through a little tutorial on an arrangement on a candle holder. The kit to duplicate this yourself is in the Buy It Now. And hello, Lenissa. It does not come with the candlestick. We do have a few candlestick candle holders that we'll run an auction on when she's done with the design tutorial.
And another thing to be aware of is when you buy something from a Whatnot show, you get a video receipt. So on that video receipt, you can back up and watch the whole show. So if you buy something today, you can watch this whole tutorial all the way over again. You just have to look at your video receipt and back it all the way up on to the front and start it over again. So now I'm just kind of filling in with the pieces I don't have that much of. So I only have 6 of these eucalyptus. So they're the next thing I want to get put in. I know I do want some shorter ones poking out. And then I'm also trying to establish the perimeter. So this guy.
Make sure you put any questions you might have in the chat so we can
want this guy to move
address
back more towards the middle. There we are. So this is the tallest height. So we're trying to make the perimeter to come down right to here. So that's the other thing I'm looking at is with these tall pieces is how I want to draw that imaginary line to make this rounded out.
Kathy?
We're going to put one over here.
Welcome to Design Time with Alix.
Move this guy out.
Again, anybody who's just joined, the kits for this creation are in the Buy It Now. There are 2 different versions, and you can see pictures of them in the Buy It Now. So. Anybody has questions, just put them in the chat.
Sorry, I'm just kind of arranging these little dahlias. Hard this out more. So I think the next thing we're going to do, since we do have our bead grass.
Thank you, Virginia.
Also going to put a piece of the waxwood. It's going to be like under where the bow is going to go because that's going to give it a little bit of a support on the bottom part.
Little bump. Hi, Sandy. And Cadence Style joined us as well. Welcome to the show. Not running any auctions right now, just doing design time.
All right, so I think that the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to make the bow. And I'm going to show you a couple tricks on that. So, wait. I have to use it to measure. I'm too far. All right. So, you're going to get 2 yards of ribbon in your kit. So, what I measured was 5 loops and then tails to go down. And it came out to exactly 2 yards. So, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a little bit longer than the base for my first tail, and we're going to pinch and twist. And so I build my bows when I do a hand bow from the front to the back. So I'm going to start with my first loop that's going to be basically the middle loop because I'm doing 5 loops.
Can you
put
it in there as you make the step so they can see a little better?
Going back, what?
Yeah.
I'm going back in, and I want a pretty small loop for that first one. About a 4. I'm gonna guess that's about 4, and then I'm gonna go to some 5-inch loops. So I'm going to twist it, and then I'm going to bring it back again. And so see, that one's a little bit longer. It's about an inch longer. And we're going to gather that in, twist again, bring it back. Then these two loops, I want the same height. I'm going to pull those up, make sure they're the same height. Pinch that in, twist. I'm going to do 2 more loops, and now it's easy to measure because they're right there. Twist.
Hello, Susan.
And then another loop, same size. And I'm going to twist it one more time. And now I have 2 tails that are right about the same length. One's a little shorter, but that's okay. You don't want everything totally matchy. So now I'm holding this. I have 3 loops on one side and 2 on the other. And we're going to take our zip tie.
Sorry.
And then I'm just going to come around and tighten that down. I don't tighten it all the way. I just kind of loosely tighten it first.
I love it. Loosely tightened.
I'm just loose. So it's still a little bit loose, but now that's when I'm going to manipulate like the tails. Pull up my loops, get them all, make sure they're all the right size because I can pull some back if I want.
Hi, Amy. Welcome to the show. Is that another Sandy? Hello, welcome.
So good. Then I'm going to tighten it. And now I'm going to show you a trick what I do with arrangements. And you can also put some wire through here and pop the wire into the arrangement. I usually will just cut my lip tie about that long, and then I have a pick machine and I put a pick on it. If you
B Tracy is here. Hello, Tracy.
Big old pick machine. Not sure if you know what this is or not, but it has these little metal picks on them, and when you push this handle, it pulls a pick out, and I just lay the zip tie piece that is still there on there, and it clamps on around it. And now I have a pick on my bow.
Yeah, it's nifty.
So if you do purchase a kit and you want me to
Shut up.
if you do purchase a kit and you want me to give you one of these picks, I can. You can also just lay it on there and then use little pliers to just pinch the pick onto the thing. Because the zip tie plastic is so thick, it is easy. You can lay that down. Actually, I'll put a pick in each one of the kits.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'll just add that into the kit. So now you have this cute little 5-loop bow with the 2 tails coming down.
You said pick, please.
Pick, please. And where's my front? There's my front, right? Yeah, there's my front.
You don't know how to draw. I mean, you're the creative. I'm the comic relief.
Okay. So I know because that's where I put my box. So now we're just going to stick that in, and it's got razors on it, if you can see on there. I hope.
Sharp. So don't cut yourself on them.
So you can see kind of it's jagged on there. So you don't even need glue. It's not coming back out. Like, it will come out if you pull it, but now that piece of the zip tie is going in as well, and you can push that all the way into that foam. And now you have.
Listen, looks sharp. Yes. Yes, she does. She looks very sharp today.
And then
but the pick, yes.
Now we can build around that bow as well. So there, show you that. I have it kind of going out to the side. And also you can push it when you fill it in, you can push it more in.
Tootie said very pretty.
So here, there. Now we're gonna start. I have one more.
Beautiful.
No, I have
one more what?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have my 6 dahlias. I just want to hold on one moment. I'm just trying to kind of manipulate them where I want them, so we can fill in with some more of the filler. And these are all wired, so you can just kind of move them around.
Bend them and shape them.
And you can see how I kind of just did it. So you see I have one that's in and then one that's coming out. That adds dimension to your arrangement. If you look at florist bouquets and arrangements, they never have all these flowers at the same depths. And it also helps you cover what's down there when you have one flower that's peeking way in. So
Rayanne said she thought she heard the rule was to work with odd numbers.
Well, it's 2 sets of 3, so, and it's not a hard and fast rule, and one of them is on the back side. So the biggest thing I've tried to remember is the perimeter, and then you also want to work in triangles. So this makes a triangle. This makes a triangle. This makes a triangle. You know, back here we have this, and this making a triangle. So
who knew you needed geometry to do design?
But the florists made the rules, and it was all like back in the 1800s. So who's following the rules? That's what I want to know.
Rules are meant to be broken. Sometimes.
Do what you want to do. If you want to do 5, go for it. Yeah. I don't always follow the rules. So.
My little rebel.
All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to start filling in with these wildflowers. And I want to start with some of the smaller pieces that can go with where the bead grass is in between there, and also poke it out where under the dahlias. So have that one poking out there. You can cut these are pushers, so you can push these up and make them into smaller pieces, which is what I want to do on these perimeter pieces. The other thing I like to do, show you 1 second. That needs some glue. We're going to put some glue on this one because it's going to be right under that bow. And I'm going to show you why. So we're going to put this right underneath that bow, but we're also going to pull it up into the bow. So it kind of looks like it's growing out of the bow. It's hard to do when I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, there we go. So see, now it's coming up into the bow. It's kind of softening those sharp plaid edges as well. So take some of these smaller pieces. So you're going to have smaller and bigger pieces in your kit. So you can just kind of use the smaller pieces on the places you want to fill in. And then the taller pieces we're going to have coming up through here. Like here's a tall one. So we are going to, at this point, I'm going to start putting some glue on the ends of them, where I have them filling in the tall spots.
The cool thing about it is you can all have the same material, and your own design flair will make it a little different, right?
Yeah.
Because I know I watch her make stuff and then make a second one of it, and it's still the same, but it's not, if you know what I mean.
I kind of like to test it out in a couple places before I give it that glue. See if I like it where I like it exactly, or if it needs to be shortened. And you kind of want to move the things around so you can get a clear path to the foam when you have glue on the tips there.
We've got one
more of these.
We got one more of the kits left for this one, and then we have 2 for the one that's the alternate one that you showed at the beginning.
Do we have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions so far?
Let me know if you have questions.
I think they all want the pick that goes with the bow.
I also want some of these taller pieces of bead grass too. There's a tall one.
So, is it Mara?
I'm gonna put some of this tall bead grass in. The bead grass really adds a lot of dimension. You can see when I put that in, like just in these taller pieces.
If you go to the buy it now, there should be a picture in there. You got a picture of the second one?
Yeah, if you go to shop, if you hit the shop button, and then there's 2 different listings, and I have a picture of the supplies.
Number 2 is it?
That come with.
She said, "Oh, I see the picture show. Pictures now." Okay. There's just no space between.
Number 1 has a picture of a similar arrangement. And we have a lot of these wildflowers. So these wildflowers are going to just start making some making it look wispier. We want to give it some bending on them because that gives it a little bit more like they're not all soldiers sticking right straight up in the air.
Oh, you didn't open it. So you got to swipe to open the listing to look at the pictures, I guess. So she found it. Like I said, we have one more of the one that she's working on, the exact one. The other one is similar, but a little different, and there's 2 of those left. When she's done with the design and any questions that y'all might have, we're going to run auction on some of the candlesticks that we have remaining.
All right, so here I added another one of the little wildflowers into the bow. So see how that just gives that bow a whole different look. Gives it
a little oomph.
Totally different look.
Gives it a little bit of oomph. Phyllis said, "Beautiful." It is, Phyllis. It is. She is very talented. Thanks, Becky.
Kind of have to hold it out.
I'm going to stand over here and hold it.
I'm still trying to make that perimeter how I want it. So, tall piece of bead grass.
And that's the other thing. As you're doing these, like you do a lot, you'll put it in and look at it. Hey, Connie, you'll put it in and look at it and see, do you like it that way? Then pull it back out and put the glue on and put it in.
Right.
So that now that you can then you can change it.
Yep. So that one.
Sell yourself short, Virginia.
I had to put it in a couple times. So, I've been doing this a long time and I still have to put things out.
Whoa.
Put things back in. So this guy's a little flippity floppity, so we're gonna add some glue.
Okay, we're sold out of the second arrangement, the second choice, and now we're sold out of all of them. So thank you, everybody.
And I plan on doing this. If you guys like this and you want me to do more, let us know in the chat. I do plan on having more of these. I don't know that
Candy's here.
Commit to once a week, but at least a couple per month. For sure.
Phyllis put some hearts in, so she's in. Sue said, "Yes, please." To you, please do more. Connie, yes, please.
So now I'm just kind of filling in wherever I see some spots that need it. I still have this back that I have to take care of because we do have that little guy, but I haven't decided. I may flip that guy around.
Becky wants a wreath to do a wreath sometime.
Okay.
You do amazing
Be
work.
be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
A little longer tutorial. All right. I did. I flipped that. I decided I wanted to flip that one around. We still have these ones on the back a little bit, and I'm going to fill in some of these pieces. I'm going to push these guys up.
Any other things you'd like to see, people?
Cut them a little shorter so they're going to fit. So what happens is when you cut them short like that, now that I'm sticking them in, see how the good coverage it's giving that back, but it's also going to make that back look still pretty good. So, and then we also have these little pieces. Don't forget your little box with pieces that you can put back there. And I have one more of these, so I'm going to stick that guy right back in here. Okay, I want this shorter. So these are pushers also. So they're a little bit harder to push because they really do have.
You're just
it is kind of nice because they have they're not sometimes they're loosey goosey, and I don't really like that because they don't want to stay where they are. But this one is nice because it does push, but it's a little bit harder. But we're gonna make that a little shorter.
Great job, Missy. Good from front and back.
Thank you. I'm kind of a little anal about that. It's like because what if they put it in the middle of their table?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. To look good.
Yeah, like you said earlier. So you said, "Who's going to see the back?" Well, you are.
Yeah.
If you put it on the table, say
when the customer opens up their package, they're going to turn it all around. They don't want to see a big old ugly bare spot on the back. So again, I'm curling these because I want these to curl out the back. So if you weren't here before, you just take like this is a really old steak knife. I use it to cut my floral for them.
What you use to keep me in line.
Or to threaten Steve. So I'm just kind of doing it like curling ribbon. Do you see how that just made it curl? So, and it kind of just gave it this wild look now. So just give
What's funny is that knife is not as sharp as all of our scissors. Usually that's the other way around in most houses.
All right, so what kind of, do I have any other ones? And my design style, this is my design style. My design style is garden. I love English gardens. I'm a master gardener when I lived in Michigan. So I had a lot of plants, and I was on a garden tour one year. So I love how flowers don't stay in one place. If anybody's a gardener, they like to jump around. So this is how they grow. They grow all intertwining. So that's why I like to move these stems around and giving it a more intertwined look.
Mary Jane said her floral foam knife is an old steak knife too. And Chris said, that is so cute. Or that's so cute. Same thing. Yeah. But yeah, thanks. Thanks, Chris. And so the other thing is, as you go through and you use stuff, it's you can use as much or as little of the materials that she gives you in that kit as you want. Sometimes you're going to get it all done and you look down and you have one or two sprigs of stuff left, but you're happy with the design, and that's the key, right? Is if you're happy with the design, it doesn't matter if you've used every single little thing that she gave you, except for the bow. You got to put the bow on. That's just my hard and fast rule. You got to use the bow.
Because he's the expert.
Yeah.
No, every design does not need a bow. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to not put a bow. I'm going to show you. Oh, both of them. I'm going to show you an example.
Virginia says,
I have a couple things that I want to show you guys that, and I have a new product that's coming out. I did not get it ready for today, but I'm sorry, but I do have a new product coming out. I'm still kind of perfecting how I want it to attach. So, all right.
Virginia's husband buys her flowers that aren't arranged. It makes me mad. So, because I tell him I'm not a florist, and he said he does it because he doesn't want a collection of vases.
All right.
I don't know. Is there a big market for vases? Maybe you could open your own whatnot shop and sell the vases after
people buy some crazy stuff here. Let me tell you, I go into some of these shows and I'm like, what are they selling? So, all right. So I feel like I'm done. I still have 2 of the boxwood and I still have 2 of the bee grass left over.
Which is why there's a big old box of
and I could
greenery picks and stuff. Phyllis, I have a collection of vases.
I'm going to put that one right there.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, sometimes us men are hard to convince, Virginia, to take one of the vases we have and then we'll make the arrangement.
That's the man who has 50 beer glasses of every different beer.
Well, that's because it was free.
Well, vases are free when you buy the flowers. You got the free glass when you bought the beer. It's the same thing, right? How is that different?
Virginia, yes.
Beer's a little cheaper than
flowers. What other tutorials would y'all like to see?
We have wreath. All right, I'm going to show you a couple things.
Connie said she's going to do a fall one like that. Thank you. You're welcome. We're also going to when she